Hey guys, Colton here. It's been a while since I made a YouTube video, and today's kind of a sad day. It is the last day I get to spend with my Supra. I found a buyer, and the company's going to come pick it up tomorrow, so this is the end. And yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to make one last video with the car. So I haven't been doing much updates on my channel, but I mean, basically, I got pretty busy there. I bought a new house and all this, and the car has kind of been sitting around in storage for quite a while. And living in Canada, there's really only a few months each year that you can even drive the thing. So currently, it's sitting at around 19,900 kilometers. And I intend to keep it below 20,000 for the buyer. I mean, like I said, he's picking it up tomorrow, so just gonna do a nice little Sunday drive, which is really all I ever did with the car. But, you know, thought it'd be fun. So that's just pretty much like how I left it. You know, I think it might even be smelling better over time. It's amazing, really. Like even when random people see the car, the first thing a lot of them say is, "Wow, it still smells like new." And yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I don't know what I'm gonna get next. I mean, if you're watching this later, this is during kind of the start of this whole COVID outbreak thing, and I mean, I don't know if buying a new car is really a good idea right now. Don't say that to my buyer, obviously, but yeah. I mean, yeah, it's still nice. Let's check out under the hood. So in case you guys haven't seen my other video, this is, of course, a 93 JDM Supra. It's the GZ trim. So that means it's basically the top of the line model at the time. It was the only more expensive variant would have been the Aerotop GZ. And this is a hardtop GZ, but you know, you get your twin turbo engine, LSD, leather, airbags, cruise control, active front aero, and of course the 4AT transmission, which all GZs come with. So unfortunately, yeah, I guess it's not the 6-speed that everyone wants it to be, but at the same time, it was the most expensive car at the time. A lot of the JDM cars won't have the 4-spoke wheel. This one doesn't have the passenger airbag though, which I don't miss it, because a lot of the airbags I'm seeing over time, they're starting to deform, and this one is just a compartment, and it still looks pretty straight. Let's check on the trunk here. So yeah, factory subwoofer cutout with a replacement subwoofer. I mean, this car is pretty much all original, with the exception of the stereo. You know, as pristine as it is, there's just no way to stop those little speaker drivers from kind of crumbling over time. So the entire stereo has been upgraded. But I still have the original head unit, and maybe it's possible to connect that head unit to the modern amp and stereo. I don't know. To be fair though, it's nice having the Bluetooth. So yeah, why don't we go for a little drive around? Nothing crazy. Because, like I said, I have a buyer, and well, he's already paid for the car. So in a sense, it's his car now. And, you know, as careful as I am when I drive it, when it's my car, I'm even more careful when it's somebody else's. So we can turn this off quick here. Okay, nice. It's not that I don't want to show you how good the stereo is. It's just that once it pairs to my phone stops recording, and yeah. So 19,908. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Calgary. It's what is it? It's about 15 degrees outside. Wow, look at my heart rate. Nothing like a twin turbo 2JZ to get the heart rate flowing, right? Yeah. You know, the thing on a lot of Supras is a little bubble here. And yeah, this car does have a slight little bubble. But I swear I've seen pictures of the brochure and they had a little bubble there, and it only just gets worse. One of those things, really, on this car, I don't think anyone would have noticed if I didn't just point it out to you. And that's a shadow, by the way. Yeah, so super minor. Another Supra thing, especially on these early cars, you know, this stuff is a very soft. It's like a rubber coated, and especially with the angle, you know, you got to use these, and you're like going at it with your nails. Like, how else are you gonna use them? And so if your nail snags it, which previous owner's nails did, it leaves little marks. And so they use that rubber coated plastic throughout the whole dash, basically all the way over to here. Not many Supras still have this, because most people take all this apart, use a chemical to strip that rubber off, and then just paint it, or maybe wrap it with like Alcantara, which would be cool. I think Alcantara would be a good idea. That'd be pretty nice. I mean, overall with it, I mean, some people, oh, it's plasticky. This car, to me, is not very plasticky inside. I mean, the leather is nice. All this stuff is soft touch. Like, even that is soft touch. I don't want to dig my nail into it, but pretty much everything inside the Supra is soft, except for this main center. But even that, you know, they tried to make it a little soft with that rubber coating. You know, compared to other 90s JDM cars, I mean, at least compared to Nissans that I've owned, the Nissans are very hard inside. A lot of the Toyotas are usually soft touch. I think this is hard touch plastic, so. But I mean, you'd feel like this almost everywhere in the Nissan, except for maybe the upper dash. I think there's a strong sense of quality when you get into a Supra. I mean, the moment you open and shut the door, you get a sense of quality, in my opinion. So I'll put it into drive. Let's go for a little cruise. On a bit of a gravelly road here. Let's go up the hill. It's just kind of a 1/3 throttle, maybe, to get the turbo to start spooling. One of my favorite things about the JDM Supras is that you, as the driver, are sitting on the turbo side. So you have, you know, front row seats to the good sounds. So, the buyer requested the car be put on the 17-inch wheels because he plans on doing the big brake kit, because this car, for some odd reason, didn't come with it. I know on the Japanese cars it was an option, and I guess that's just one option that this car did not have. And I think that's a good idea. I mean, I don't want the next guy to start modifying it or anything, but I think doing TT brakes in 17s, that's a good upgrade. There's nothing, that's not gonna hurt the value of the car whatsoever. That's what everyone wants it to have, so good on him. What do we got in front of us here? Bright yellow Audi TT. Let's check this thing out. Oh, is that TTRS? Oh, I think it is. I don't want to mess with that. I gotta say though, putting the 17s on, the car feels really good. Steering sharper, just the way the steering feels itself, the way it centers itself, and the way you kind of hit a limit when you're cornering, like you just like the car hunkers down better. I mean, I had it on those big 16-inch before, and yeah, I should have made the swap a long time ago. car is up to temperature now. I've been driving it for a little bit. Partial throttle there. We're shifting nice. That's rowdy. I probably should have put my seatbelt on before I started filming. There's no way I'm going to be able to do it now. So yeah, I think the plan for today is just maybe bring the car to a car wash, give it one final wash, maybe get some fresh gas in the tank, and maybe show it off to my family one last time. Yeah, that's a TTRS. It's a pretty hot car, I think. Gotta say though, I feel more special in the 93 Supra with only 19,000 on the dial. I mean, come on. I'm sure that thing is faster than this though. You know, I usually, when I'm making these videos, I would wedge the phone in the headrest. But Supra headrests don't go up and down. So here I am holding it, driving down the highway with one hand, like a bit of an idiot. Let's head on over to the car wash. So I'm a little wary about these tires. I mean, I bought these 17s quite a while ago, and well, I just don't know how old the rubber is. Visually, they actually have a good amount of tread, and they feel pretty good on the road. But I'm not going to try to find the limits or anything. I mean, like I said, this isn't technically really my car anymore, which I try not to think about too much. Thinking of future cars though, I do really like the ND Miata. I mean, I've never driven one, but from what I see online, a lot of journalists can't help but love the new Miata. And I also, for the last 2 years, I've been driving a Subaru BRZ in addition to my Chaser, and I just sold the Subaru as well, so now I'm down to just my Chaser Tourer with a 1G 140 horsepower 2-liter, and well, yeah, I gotta get something else. I guess my thing is I do like small, light cars, but it's been so long since I've owned a powerful car. I mean, the Supra is the exception. I mean, yeah, I've owned this, and it is a fast, powerful car, but I never really drove it that much, you know, whereas, like, my first car was an Aristo, and that was, you know, same engine as this, in a much less valuable package, so I drove that car all the time, and I loved it. You know, I really miss that car. I've had 3 Aristos, and I miss all of them. So part of me wants to get something powerful so I can drive all the time. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't sure if these wheels were going to be balanced or not, but look at this. I mean, I didn't notice anything all the way up to now 120 vibrations at all. So that's a win. Huh. I mean, like I said, these tires and wheels, I've never actually used them before until, like, this is the first time I've ever hit highway speeds on them. But yeah, I mean, the issue for me is that, like, I mean, Toyota itself, yeah, they have the new Supra, which is cool, but other than that, all they really have is the 86, and I've already owned one, and I'm, you know, kind of waiting for the new one, if anything, the GR86. The Lexus products are cool, but I really don't want a V6. I don't like them that much, and the only thing beyond that are cars like the GSF, which are very expensive in my market. You know, even the used ones, the cheapest used one is still almost 60,000, and I just can't do that. I mean, especially because I work from home, I don't drive that much, and it's a big car too. I don't even think that would really fit my garage with my Chaser. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to get a touted Lexus product, obviously, but I just don't know if they have anything other than the new Supra that really would work. Which kind of, yeah, and I was thinking about, you know, like a M140i, which are also very expensive, even used. 135i's are cheaper, or M235i's, I mean to say. I do prefer the 2 Series over the 1 Series. But I just don't know if I can trust the BMW. I mean, I've never been a Beamer guy. I've always kind of thought reliability is king over anything else. Supras, let me put my window up. These Supras, like my Aristo, have, at least the auto ones, I'm not sure about the manual, but the auto cars have what is essentially like a button underneath the gas pedal, and you only hit it when you're full throttle. And a lot of people, the button can be kind of hard to push, so a lot of people hit the throttle all the way down until they hit the top of the button and then they stop pushing. But you really do want to give it a good squeeze, and you will feel that button go down, and that button kind of indicates to the car that this is full throttle. Like, no matter what the throttle cable is at, this means full throttle, so it'll force a downshift if it can, and yeah, that's when the car will really go. I remember when I was trading out my first Aristo for my first Silvia, we were driving each other's cars, and he was driving my Aristo, and I could tell he wasn't hitting that button. He thought it was quick, you know? He was like, oh, yeah, it's fast. I was like, yeah, but no, like, hit the button. You gotta really, really give it. And then he did that, and then he was like, oh, wow, you know, he couldn't believe it. So, yeah, something about the, I think some of the newer cars still have, you know, they called it a kick-down switch or something. But, yeah, it's important. If you really want to go, you gotta hit that. Although, I have noticed with these 2JZs, not just in the Supra, but also in the Aristos, that sometimes they feel like they're faster when you're not trying to launch at full throttle. Like, if you kind of roll into it, I feel like sometimes they go quicker. Whereas when you just instantly mat the throttle, it's like the twin turbos don't really know what to do, and you seem to get like, it's just less consistent. And something I always notice after driving my Mark II with just the single turbo, that the single turbo car was very consistent. It always felt the same. Wow, look at that Silvia coming up here. That's kind of cool. It's a Zenki. That's like the first one I owned. I never made a video on that car, but I always liked the Zenki. I think it kind of suits the body more. I don't know, the Kuki looks really good too. They both look really, I can't deny, I mean, I don't love Nissan, but they did a really good job styling a lot of their cars. I can't deny it. You know, the R32, I think the R33 looks good. R34, I mean, yeah, they're all pretty good looking cars. I have to admit, like, when I first saw SW20 Supra MR2s when I was a kid, I didn't like them. Now I think they're great, but at the time, I never really liked them that much. The other thing is too, like, I do like the JDM cars, you know, they're kind of, it was my first car as JDM, I've had so many, I love them. But there's not a whole lot of good stuff to buy now, you know, like, I mean, yeah, there's still all the 90s cars, but now they're getting much harder to obtain, like, nice ones, because now the god dang Americans can buy them from Japan too, so there's, you know, the prices have gone way up, and the supply is going way down, and the 2000s cars are just not that exciting, you know. They all switched off the JZ motors and they went to some V6 thing, and tires got a big dash cracking problem on the later cars, and yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna buy next. I'm just probably gonna sit and wait and see what happens with the market. I mean, right now this COVID stuff is crazy. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna wash the car, and then I'll start up another, maybe a part 2 or maybe part 3. I don't know. I'll probably have to cut this into pieces. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching so far, guys, and catch you later.